CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Tired of the same repetitive government narratives? Then wave goodbye to the distractions and rhetoric of corporate media. For this is Anti-Media Radio.
But I want to get the language right. The big government is in trouble. You're all a bunch of slaves. Bunch of slaves.
What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another.
What's your definition of me?
And now, here's your host, S.M. Gibson.
We are more than conquerors. My name is S.M. Gibson. This is Anti-Media Radio. It is June the 23rd, 2016. The Brexit is currently, the results are piling in. I guess the voting has ended, and the results are currently coming in. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. We also have congressmen sitting down on the floor of Congress, just chilling, I guess, because they wanted to make a stand about guns or some nonsense. I want to go ahead and bring on our co-host for the evening, Kevin Knight. Kevin, what's up?
What's up, man? Good to be back with you fine fellas.
Good deal. And we are also joined in the studio with our sound director, Shannon Madden. Shannon.
Good evening, Mr. Gibson.
He's the guy doing the sound effects.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of coughing, wheezing, and sneezing sound effects this evening. I apparently caught some little bug or something. I don't know what it is, but
politicians make us
we
sick.
will press on.
Canada or Costa Rica?
Man, I'm going to tell you, I just got back from Costa Rica. It's nice down there.
Costa Rica.
Very nice.
Which would you move to, Kevin?
Well, you don't have to worry about Russia and Costa Rica.
I don't even know what that means.
According to Palin, Russia's right there, so close to us. But no, Costa Rica would definitely get it. In fact, after I saw the pictures that you posted and told me about the deal you got, seriously,
it was pretty nice. Yeah,
it did.
Pretty
it
nice.
Does. Looks like it.
So, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about what in the world is going on the floor of the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C.?
Oh, man, it's a cliche almost, but these guys are, and ladies, supposedly, and they're all hypocrites. I mean, we've seen multiple memes, but where have they been on every other subject that truly matters in this country?
Listen, I went on a tire. Like, I never usually post my opinion about stuff on Facebook because it's just pointless. But for some reason, I just went on a tirade today. And one of the things I brought up was Obama dropped over 23,000 bombs last year in 2015.
You mean our Muslim president?
Yeah.
He dropped a majority of those.
Six Muslim countries.
Yeah, a majority of those
year.
23,000 bombs, I believe, rained upon Muslim heads, did they not? Yeah, I think we can
People
safely
forget
argue
about
that.
Pakistan. People forget about Somalia.
To play the devil's advocate, Muslims kill Muslims all the time, though.
Oh, well. Jeez. Anyways.
I do get your point, though, yeah.
Anyways, so...
completely different situation.
Yeah. We're talking about...
We'll get to Saudi Arabia later.
Yeah, these idiot congressmen, okay? Oh, did they do a sit-in when Obama dropped up 23,000 bombs last year? Do you think possibly, maybe, could have happened? More than 49 innocent people died from the 23,000 bombs that were dropped last year? You think more than 49 innocent people died?
Whoa, wait a minute. Now, you're forgetting that the way that American government is set up, that Congress was the one that approved all those wars. Remember? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that didn't happen either. So, yeah.
But they approved the funding for it.
Oh, and they definitely
They
didn't
don't declare war.
They were on the way out the door to go get some dinner, man.
And they didn't attempt to stop it or raise really much objection either.
No,
I'm glad they finally got the idea to have the dinner brought to them so they could actually work for the American people instead of sitting on a golf course somewhere. So, Did you see that spread? Oh, man, I'm hungry.
Where's the sit-in for the 49 innocent people that died overseas? Where's that sit-in? They don't care about you. Look, when the politicians stand up for anything, and as soon as we get to take someone's rights away, we'll sit in on this. Well, when was the last time they tried to pass a law that wasn't taking somebody's rights away, to be honest? To be fair to them.
Literally. And we're talking about natural rights, not a government-granted permission that they're masquerading as a right.
Right. Yeah, to be fair, everything they do is that way. So.
Oh, it is.
But they're really going out for this one, aren't they?
It makes me wonder, I guess, is it just, I was thinking this today, is it just because of guns and so they're wanting to jump on this I guess I imagine they see their window of opportunity escaping is obviously a lot of Americans are going against the idea that the government's pushing that the response to Orlando should be more surveillance and less guns and more gun restrictions. So, is this just them trying to grab to keep themselves in the spotlight as momentum for gun control is waning? Why now do they stage this heroic event?
I don't know. I don't know what.
The Senate. Unless I woke up and missed an election, the Senate is democratically controlled. No. The Senate. They voted gun control.
No, they're Republican controlled now.
The Senate. God, where have I been? I'd like to see how many they didn't. Well, I guess we probably have to dig that up. But Republicans and Democrats, they both had a good bit vote no, or was this an even down the middle split?
No, they shut it down. No, that wasn't even close. I don't know what
49, huh? But I know the Democrats were pissed from my understanding that it didn't go far enough. I guess is what I was heard explained. That some of them voted it down because they thought it should go much more further than what they were trying to do.
Chicago
should be brought up every single argument.
That's it.
Gun control comes up, should be just one word. It should be synonymous for the hypocrisy of that whole situation. Chicago, that's just say it all.
Look, okay.
Hometown of the president.
I knew this was going to work out. At least I can read my tirades here because, look, the gun lobby should try to prove their point on gun control by locating the most dangerous city in the U.S. and giving them really strict gun laws. And if it works, if the experiment works.
Which it's not.
So then we'll just do it federally if it works. On a completely unrelated note, Chicago just this month, June to date, 50 people have been shot and killed. 260 people have been shot and wounded. 310 people shot total. 52 homicides.
That's way more Americans.
23 days.
Than American lives that are being lost in Iraq every day.
23 days. And these people have the audacity to act like that's going to work in this country. Oh, but it works in Australia. They think it's going to work in this country. They've lost their mind. But look, hey, and this is the argument. Most of the deaths are gang-related, though. Okay. Go with me here. Gangs need money to thrive. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. And typically they make their much needed cash via drug transaction.
I know what you're going to say. If they want to stop killing and stop the terrorism, get them jobs.
Yeah. Close.
Yeah.
So wait, okay, so then they could just outlaw drugs and that'll draw up their source of income, right? And then gangs would disappear if they made it illegal because that's how they make money.
Yeah.
So just make the drugs illegal.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, they already are.
Drugs are illegal, yeah.
They already are. This country is too far, whatever.
Not these drugs. This is what, L&M?
Yeah.
Filter, pack of cigarettes for non-smokers out there.
Yeah.
You can't see it.
But it's insane. Laws create crime. It literally does. Something that wasn't a crime becomes a crime after it becomes a law.
It's a law of unintended consequences as well.
Nobody realizes it at all. Nobody pays attention to what's right in front of them.
Well, it's always an emotional argument. That's why.
It is.
Facts be damned. We're going to go with this because it makes me cry or makes my pain shrink.
My feels. Oh, my feels are hurting so bad. Oh, my feels. My poor feels.
If jaywalking was legal and I did it, nothing would happen.
Yeah.
If jaywalking was illegal and I did it, I would then be a criminal.
Yeah. Even though nothing.
Therefore, it's not the action that makes me a criminal, it's a law.
Mm-hmm.
More laws equals more criminals.
Yeah, because a perfect example of that, look what happened in New York when all the police got butthurt about, the various different protests, rightful protests, I might add, in and around the Eric Garner murder that happened right in broad daylight on camera by a New York police officer. I'm sorry, there's just no other way to put it. And I don't know. I mean, if you looked over at me right now and tried to, buy a loose cigarette, and I sell you said loose cigarette without tax stamps or all of the other things, I mean, essentially, I'm a criminal.
That's it.
You got a quarter? Let's break the law right now on air.
No,
Let's do it. No, let's do it, dude.
I'm not going to
Come on, man. Give me a quarter.
I don't actually have a quarter.
You got a quarter.
Yeah.
Don't be like that.
We'll get through that. We'll just tear up a
I had
dollar.
some change dingling in your pockets.
Just
when
tear
you
up a
came in.
dollar, man. Dollar right
Don't be
now.
tearing no dollar in my house. That's illegal. Yeah, well, I'll tear a dollar up. Give me your dollar.
You want the tapes? Put it back together too.
No.
I mean, we have
Got
children.
my own tape.
Children running this country.
But and back to your what you were saying about gang members dying. We all know good and well that these are not all gang members.
Oh, of course
there's
not.
tons
Of course
people being
not.
caught
That's
in
the
crossfire.
argument. Of course.
And then the people in the town, the legal citizens can't even basically defend themselves.
Oh, yeah. That's just, that's the art.
Right. It's the art of making laws, like you said,
right.
and making criminals.
That's how they make it happen. If you think we need more criminals, then you can always pass a law because it works every single time.
Yes.
That shit going. Excuse me. That stuff going on in Mexico right now. A continuation of all the opinionitos government and the all the agitation and whatnot that's going on after the Iguala group that was murdered. For those of you who don't know, there's a big event going on down there in Mexico. Has been on the verge of revolution for some time now, and they've had a major protest and had a lot of violence break out, state-sponsored shootings and whatnot. That would not be going on here to the degree that it is down there. Police here would not be mowing over a group of citizens very long. It'd be happening one time, and I firmly believe that the next group of people would be out. Now, cops may shoot one or two person dead, but this is not what happened in Mexico. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen in Mexico.
Oh, it's been going crazy in Mexico.
In Mexico, and they generally don't have guns down there at all. I've been, as you guys
Nick's
know.
been all over it.
I've been there a few times. We go, my wife being Mexican and her family being there, we go 2 or 3 times a year, and I've got a shirt or two that I wear down there, and it says something about firearms. I got one that's got a picture of a gun or something, but you would not believe how many questions that gets, how many comments that gets from family members, from friends down there that are, want to tell me about their one time that they shot a gun. And ask about guns and, hey, what kind of guns do you have? And they really discuss the fact they can't have guns whatsoever, and they feel like they're sitting ducks to an extent. Cartels, whether it be state-sponsored violence or cartel violence, which is a lot of times not necessarily state-sponsored but state-sanctioned to some degree.
See, people don't realize that's part of the reason that the cartels have so much power. They've got guns and the government has guns.
It is. I'm sure. Did you see that?
That's it.
Well, and here's the thing: that their constitution actually allows for firearms for militias, if I'm not mistaken, for the indigenous peoples. And they actually, and this is something they've not discussed at all in the American movies, American press. No surprise. But for the past
difference.
Yeah, for the past few months, they've had the resistors have started taking up arms, and these groups are going. They formed citizens militias and have gone and actually routed out the cops. They have a federal system down there, but a lot of the cops have been taken over by narco terrorists. They're called the Knights Templar, they're called that, no association with the actual organization, Knights Templar. But they're running them out, and to a degree, there was a little bit of the federal government kind of had a hands-off policy, and they've kind of integrated it now. But you don't get to do that if you don't have firearms. It happens.
Oh, I mean, that's it, though. And people don't want, they don't know what they're asking for. They just don't.
No. Again, it's a completely emotional argument. It's built strictly off emotions. So little facts.
That's all anything is, though. Everything's so fear-based. Everything.
Literally.
Everything is ridiculously. I mean, like, that's all anybody responds to.
Right. At a time when more people distrust the federal government, and people fear whether it be a new Trump or a Hillary coming in, both sides, I think, have rightfully have reason to fear they're going to make the argument that we need more gun laws.
Yeah, and what does fear do? It helps divide people.
It does, and it pushes more irrational thinking.
Because, I'm scared of that, or I'm scared of this person. So fear's creating a division. And then what does that division do? It creates hatred among people.
And more division, right?
Oh, that's it. People, like, politics are the biggest dividing line in this country today. Would you not say?
I'd say it probably has been that way for a long time. If there ever was one that was truly able to divide the country, it would be politics.
And here's the thing. And it's the politicians that are making the problem worse. They're the ones exacerbating all the division because they are unashamedly promoting fear every single time they open their mouth. Look, that's what that sit-down's about, fear, because they're coming to get you. You saw those people die. We're going to stand up for you, fear, because they're going to get you otherwise. We're going to stand up for you. That's what that is. But that fear is the tool of hate. Like, that's what drives hatred, because I'm scared of this person. I'm scared of that person. I'm scared of people that want to come take my guns. I'm scared of people that have guns.
I'm scared of gays. I'm scared. They're going to ruin my marriage.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I know people believe it. I don't understand, but
I understand it. I just completely disagree with it. From a Christian perspective, I understand it, but not so much Christian as a lot of this nativist and.
But here's the thing. So it's the politicians, right, that are promoting all this, and people who hate, then they become angry. When they're angry, they go vote. And they're going to support the candidate that hates the thing they hate.
Too bad enough people don't hate war, huh?
That's it. People are idiots. Like, they have just been taken for a ride.
Like, hate war enough that they'll, like, want to sit in.
No, Dad,
protest.
but people that they go and vote. You're saying that people that hate go and look for other people to vote for that also hate. And too bad we don't have enough people that hate the drug war, that hate the
just
overseas,
hate killing.
the foreign
Just
wars.
hate killing.
Right.
That's it.
Aggression, yeah. I don't mean defense. I mean strictly aggression, aggressing just to aggress.
Which is pretty much just about every single military operation that we have going on right now. There's nothing that we're defending ourselves from. We are the aggressor.
And don't get me wrong, we're not so naive to think that this is not something. This is not just something that deals with the U.S. government. This is governments worldwide. Yeah, obviously. It's human
Mexico's
nature. Government, for instance, is it's literally across the border from us is a government oppressing their people.
Okay, I want to throw this out here because, I'll say Obama's bombed 8 countries. Obama's bombed 8 countries. Most places report Obama's bombed 7 countries. Most people.
Is it Yemen?
Oh no, that's on the books. They do that one. The Philippines.
Oh, you're right. Very little speak of that.
Yeah, it happened in 2006 under Bush, and it happened in 2012 under Obama, and nobody talks about it.
The Philippines being really a territory of the United States.
Yeah,
they actually are. They are, for all intents and purposes, they are the United States. They're part of it. Excuse me. And
well, you heard they just got that new president too.
I had the one that
crazy
the new
guy.
Trump.
Yeah,
that's the one, the Filipino Trump. The one that's wanting
So
to,
yeah, Obama's bombed 8 countries. They just don't talk about the Philippines thing.
No. Well, they don't talk about a lot of the Islamic terrorism that's coming in, too. They're dealing with a lot of Islamic, and not I say Islamic in quotes, just extremists and terrorist actions in general. But it's no surprise that we wouldn't hear about this stuff. And surely this is not the only place that we're not hearing about it. You know, obviously we don't hear about the majority of the drones that get used in the bombings and such, but I'm telling you, how far, a decade maybe, before it happens here in the U.S.? You know, there's already whispers about it. There's obviously politicians that would arm them today if they have, and other politicians that would have you killed tomorrow for various ridiculous stuff. So I don't think it's beyond, possibility that we see armed drones here in the U.S. actually used against American citizens, in the near future. We're already seeing them, just not weaponized to our knowledge yet.
Well, I mean, some people would argue that we've already seen it. We just didn't know that that's what that was. But
well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they're wrong.
Hang on, let me get my tinfoil hat on real quick. It saved me so far this far.
Right. It's funny. I don't know if you guys are watching the newest installment, the new series of the Orange is the New Black. But there's a character in there that goes on that rants. There's actually a drone being used in the prison yard to take pictures or something. But there's a character on there who goes on, and she's of course the schizophrenic that they claim is crazy and insane. But she rattles off more stuff that is presently. She extrapolates a little further than I would. But she hits on so many subjects, and that series is good about talking about subject matter that it's kind of going on present day. But so many subjects that you would not imagine, at least on a television show, being mentioned, whether it be Rex 84, the drone program. I mean, just numerous things out there. But I'm curious to see how many people pick up on that. But it's obvious, I couldn't help but notice that. Hey, look at the role. It's the crazy conspiratorial person that is. That should be disbelieved.
Yeah, and it will always continue to be so. In fact, there's some people that would point at this very broadcast and the dialogue that we're having, and there's some more of that because we're talking about what's really going on, what's really going on that you're not going to see on CNN or Fox or so on and so forth, or we're going to give you at least a true, fair, and unbiased opinion about it.
But I think that's what the internet has become, and social media, has become. It's become a dialogue for these conversations we've never had before.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody.
Because nobody was going to say this stuff to people's faces. And now we're having conversations we would never have had in the history of the world. And it's helping bring up all these emotions.
Deviating just slightly.
And then before, I had no idea you believe that. We used to be best friends. Now it's unfriend.
Oh, yeah. Well, before the American Revolution, shots were fired. The revolution started supposedly in the hearts and minds of men 20 years before that. So before any kind of massive change goes on, there's got to be a period of education for the people. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Ron Paul's campaign, for example, most of his support came from younger people who had access to the internet. And it's not just Ron Paul's campaign, but he was there in the midst of it also. But it's all the people that are seeking an alternative to what we have and what we're being told, and are really literally looking for liberty. And unfortunately, in this day and age,
people are looking for something even outside of liberty because of Bernie and Trump. They're looking for something.
Yeah, right. Well, I think the same, but at the same time, they've got the information in their hands. I think most people generally will come around. I have faith in a lot more people than others. I try to be at least optimistic about it. But that's what. Still, there's a lot of people out there that are being the teachers that are the night watchmen, so to speak, and that at least the internet affords. And I say the night watchmen, not in some of the traditional hard right stance. I mean, just the ones that are actually educating the people because they know and they believe that they're on the right side.
Is that a group or something? I don't know what that is.
There's a couple different night watchman groups.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
Isn't that the name of Tom Morello's thing? Night Watchman or something like that?
Yeah, I
think it's
a solo thing.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't either.
Who cares? Tom Morello. I can't believe Hillary Clinton. Oh my God.
No, he did not.
It's Tom Morello's group.
He did
A
not.
new group. Yeah, dude, they're coming out and supporting Hillary.
That's untrue.
No, he didn't. I told you guys last.
Tom Morello supports Hillary Clinton.
Dude, a few weeks ago, when y'all were giving me shit because I mentioned about Rage coming out and supporting Clinton, the Clinton campaign, they were dropping their new album. And
I
stuff.
shut you
And
out
I
when
said
you're
Zach
saying
De
that.
La Roca never did. That's what I said.
Right,
I
right,
remember this
right,
now. Yes.
Right, that's when, and I showed you guys a link to it. Yeah, they came out and supported. Said they were supporting Hillary.
And I said maybe the other idiots did it, but he never would have.
well, that's they're he's the front man for the group.
I do not believe that he did that.
I'll find it for you. In fact, he called, what do you call Bernie? He was a dreamer or something, unrealistic dreamer or something. The man who
I don't believe that Zach said that.
no, not Zach. That's what I'm saying. It's not. We're talking about Tom Morello.
Oh, Tom Morello's an idiot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's the one that I don't think Zach. I'm curious where Zach's even at now. Where's he think even about the raid?
Oh,
Probably
he was.
so
I
far
read
away from
something.
American politics. I
read
imagine.
something not too long ago. He was working on. I can't remember what it was.
Side project, assume solo project, maybe.
Maybe it was. I'll have to look it up here.
We probably just sold like 4 Rage Against the Machine CDs during this whole
Hey,
dialogue.
that's there's things in pop culture. I'll talk about some Rage Against the Machine.
I like Rage Against the Machine.
I like.
Soundtrack for my youth, man.
Now
Yeah.
you can keep Audio Slave. I've got nothing for that.
That never happened.
Like
Was not
Cochise.
ever
That's
bring
Michael Jordan at the Wizards. That never happened.
Yeah.
Cochise is a cool single, but the band as a whole.
Michael Jordan at the Barons.
Hey, I was there for that. I
man.
saw his first home run.
Get out of town.
I did.
Wow.
He hit a home run.
He hit a few eventually.
Really?
Yeah, but it was the anniversary of his dad passing away, and
They lobbed him one.
oh no, one. They lobbed him every single
Oh,
one. The
really?
first, it was like his 4th time up to bat. The first 3 were at the exact same spot, right at the fence.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Like
I mean
they've
they
been-
were just.
like they've been practicing.
Oh,
this.
it was almost and he finally got one out.
Good for him.
Was that his only home run in
He
his
hit, he
minor league
hit
career?
he hit a couple
Okay.
more later, but his whole family was there. It was this big deal. It was like the biggest attendance record for Barron Stadium.
Well, and you
At
had
the time, I'm sure they broke it now.
to be fair, I mean,
because this was in the 90s.
to be a minor league baseball player. I mean, he wasn't horrible.
Oh, he was, but
Minor league. Come
No.
on, man.
I'm not even.
He wasn't
I'm
good
not
enough
going to
for
get
that.
into Michael Jordan's baseball career. When we have, did y'all hear about Israel looking to build the $5 billion island off of Gaza coast? Like that's crazy.
It sounds more along the lines of that goes with the idea of the Greater Israel Plan. I don't know if you guys seen Ken O'Keefe speaks about that. Anti-war veteran speaks about that. It basically deals with Israel's plan to kind of spread way beyond their boundaries, which is also a biblical idea and a prophecy, so to speak, that Israel should have the right to do so. It does have the right. But yeah, that is wild. Can you believe that? And that's
Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to go ahead and move my fence over to the middle of my
Yeah, right.
neighbor's yard.
right.
Yeah,
That news.
that's my yard now.
that
The
news-
Lord told me so.
That news on top of them coming out and saying that they much prefer ISIS as a neighbor to Assad. I don't know if you guys saw that. but
Can
it
you
was-
hold on? I've got to interrupt.
please?
Leave reaches 6 million votes and has 51.3% to leave.
So we've got how long? How long does the vote last? We got how many hours for them to completely rig it, flip it?
Well, it's they're got 41% right now. 41%.
So, but they still got plenty of time to assassinate some politicians, put out some propaganda.
But okay, I will say this though.
And then suddenly have a massive blackout of the
And I
computer
know-
control the
Right,
voting.
right.
Yeah.
I know that this is just I cannot see this being what they want at all. Like I'll admit I can't even say how wrong I'd be if they left. But in hindsight, after admitting that I'm completely wrong in hindsight, I look at it. If they leave and go, Rupert Murdoch did want them to go. Like there were some powerful people on that side
Well, I mean,
to
it's-
leave.
It's a great. I think seriously. I think it's be a great thing for Britain. I think, and they're obviously using scare tactics.
It's a positive step, no question. But as I was talking about the other night, is it really that great? Because you know what Rupert Murdoch said. The reason he supports it is because he goes, I can go into Brussels and nobody cares anything I have to say. But I can go on 10 Downing Street and they'll do whatever I tell them. So that's why he's about leaving. Like, it's for his own greed and his own horribleness. So I don't think it's like the leave is like this grand statement of victory and independence, because, you know, Boris Johnson, the former mayor of London, who is a goon, to say the least, is out there about leaving too. So it's not like it's getting handed over to just the most wonderful, freedom-loving people that's ever been, because it is not.
Oh no, I agree with that. But compared, you know, the EU super state and the way that it's going right now, I think most people would prefer a smaller centralized government to a more larger. It's easier to deal with. But it'd be interesting that you know, this is going to just has the potential to supercharge a lot of Britain.
Oh my! There's no telling.
I mean, even nationalists.
That's the only thing that the Remain people, some of their fear mongering that they've been spouting off. One of the things I think is true, they've said, is it's going to start a domino effect.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because who did we just see that was talking about?
But here's the thing. Both sides say it, because
of course,
because the other side's like, yeah, let's let it be a domino effect.
Well, Switzerland was thinking about joining, you know, and they just said,
"Oh, if they leave, that ain't happening."
No, they're not even in the EU.
Well, I knew that,
but they said, "Hey, we're not doing it now." They were considering it, and they've got all of the benefits. I say the benefits. They still deal with the EU. They have free trade agreements between all the major countries.
They're a member of the European Free Trade Association,
right? But they keep they use the Swiss franc. They keep a lot more of their sovereignty, and they still deal with the EU. So it's not like Britain's going to be completely ostracized and kept from being able to.
Of course, they're making it sound like that's going to happen.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
The stock market's going to. Yeah, I'm telling you, the stock market's going to collapse.
You think it's going to go up?
Oh, I know it's going to go up, dude.
I think it goes up too.
And
tomorrow, I think it's just going to soar.
So many markets are going to open up.
Oh, I think it's going to soar tomorrow. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they'll just pull the plug tomorrow and we'll all be homeless. Who knows? What do I know?
Reset.
I'll go cash in on my Bitcoin. Have y'all kept up with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is going like haywire. Yeah,
God,
it's like
I keep kicking myself.
One day it's up, next day it's way down, next day it's been all over the place. Where's it at now?
I'm not sure.
I've got a little bit somewhere, just in case it ever jumped up.
I'm gonna rob you.
It's not much, trust me. It's not enough to be anything.
We don't carry it in your pocket anyways.
Well, I know, but
you know, I'm tethered to his computer right now. I need to go ahead and dig in and see if I can't find out where he's got all his Bitcoin hid. Where's your wallet? Give me a password. Not on air. I mean, let's keep it private between you and I.
Well, trust me. You'll go through all that. Trump like, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
but back
you
to
got like half a Bitcoin. Yeah.
Back to the.
It's not that much. I don't think. Like it really is nothing.
1/8 of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Hey man, keep holding on to that eighth. It may be.
So, anyways, I'm just sitting here. I'm just updating this page.
Talk to your 7 friends you have the Bitcoin
Brexit.
with.
Like I will be just shocked if they leave. I really will.
If they do.
Yeah.
Man, it'd be a great thing.
I mean, when you're wrong, you're wrong. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like if they leave, I'll be shocked.
Hey, if they do leave and it does, there's
But like I said, in hindsight, powerful.
Oh yeah,
crummy people back on the.
Hey, we're always going to have that. I think there's always going to be a certain group of robber barons. I forget which figure said this at one time. Somebody we'd all probably recognize and as a pretty smart individual proposed the idea. There's always going to be a group of. There's always going to be a 1%. Obviously, there's always going to be a small group of robber barons, but it's better to live and preferable to live under a small set of robber barons than it is an all oppressive government. So that's kind of the angle I look at it. I don't see them. I really hope they do, but
Kevin over there shilling for the libertarians again.
No, yeah, of course, man. Freedom and liberty, man, not aggression. Oh, I know. But I mean, who wouldn't want? I mean, even who wouldn't want to control their even localized benefits everybody? You don't have to be any kind of a certain political ideology to believe that smaller is better in that respect.
Vote leave cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic. I've been cautiously optimistic.
It's looking good for us. We went into the evening,
and it was around Christmas, I believe.
Hey, the fact they're even having this vote
That's crazy, too, to me, that they're even letting them have it. It's almost like they want to break stuff up. Like, because Trump, think about it.
If it breaks up, America's, the dollar's going up. There's going to be plenty of people that I'm surprised it's not already going up.
Okay, see, I don't keep up with the market. I've got a friend that does. He told me, he said, look, man, he said, the bubble's back. People don't realize it. The bubble is back. The housing market.
Oh, yeah.
He said the interest rates are still nothing. And the housing prices are going back up to where they were.
Yeah, they're, right at pre-bubble
He said,
level.
He says it is back.
Oh, we're headed for another one, definitely.
And nobody's paying attention.
Well, that's the thing, too, is, I used to believe that if Europe collapsed financially, that obviously that was going to bring the U.S. down completely. But it's been a little bit, as long as the United States is not first, that's what's going to insulate the United States, is that people are the dollar's still going to be a hedge against everything else that goes bad with the EU, with whatever world currency.
Yeah.
But I don't disagree, man. We're headed for another one at $19 trillion in debt. You don't have to be an economist or good with math to know that's not sustainable.
No, you don't. You don't have to be good at math at all. So, what do you think about the poll numbers coming out that what is it, over half of 55% of Bernie supporters won't vote for Hillary?
Or voting for Vermin Supreme.
Yeah.
Not surprised. I forget how many of them said they were voting for Gary Johnson, and I'm sure the Green Party too is.
Okay, it's 55%.
You'll probably have a few Stein supporters.
Of course,
there.
they don't have ballot access in every state, but that won't stop her from getting votes that otherwise would have been Clinton's.
Okay,
I think that's good, man. That's a good deal.
So it's 55% that say they will vote for Hillary. 22% would rather vote for the Donald J. Trump, Big Daddy. Well, 18% claim they'll just abandon completely and
to go back to the Trump number.
Go
again?
to Gary Johnson.
Go back to the Trump number again.
22.
That's a pretty big number.
Oh, I saw a meme today that was going around. I guess one of these dank Bernies made, because it was the Bernie stickers on top of this glass, and under it, it was a Make America Great hat and a Trump shirt, and said, in case of emergency, break on top of it.
Wow.
So they were saying, do this.
Yeah.
Do it. Screw him. Try us. That's what that says.
I wonder how many people are the Bernie supporters are just going to go there and try a write-in campaign.
And you know what? A lot of these Bernie supporters are getting in their face about it and says, we're literally only doing this because we hate her so much.
Oh, I would do believe that.
Like, we hate Donald Trump too, but we don't hate him as much as her.
It's like seeing a big rat in your kitchen. It's like, screw it, I'm burning this house down.
Right.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot.
Screw you,
That's
rat.
it. That's what this is.
I'm sure there will be a lot
I'll
of.
never come back into my house. Nobody ever will.
We're taking the ball and we're going home.
There'll be plenty of write-in votes. Unfortunately, write-in votes are not counted in most, I won't say most, but many states don't actually recognize them. So it'll be a protest vote, but we won't have really a true idea of how many write-ins.
Well, my personal message to the Vermin Supreme campaign, let's hope that's not really the case. Didn't you say something about cautiously optimistic a little while ago?
You have got to be getting a spiff
cold
from
medicine.
his campaign.
Cold medicine. I'm just on cold medicine. That's all.
Let's see. Results. We're looking the same here. We're still at cautiously optimistic.
So we're at DEFCON 4 now with this.
Yeah.
deal?
Do we have an update?
Update. This update is brought to you by Anti-Media.
Nah, it's just telling me.
Oh,
It's not telling me.
I even
nothing.
did my special radio voice.
It was good. It was good. I was impressed, but yeah, it was too little, too late. So, just for what I was talking about earlier, we had the Hillary story up on the antimedia.org right now, along with the House Democrat sit-ins. Is everything wrong with the U.S. government? Which I think we went
well-catered House Democrat sit-in.
Yeah.
God, I'm hungry, man. I could really go for a plate of that right now. Did you see that mac and cheese? The layer of cheese on top of there. God, that was made with love.
And I'm sitting here going through the top stories on the antimedia.org right now. Fed up with the corruption. Mexico on brink of the revolution. And that's what we were talking about earlier. And Kevin, what you were saying, like it's about to
Pop off.
It feels it. Like, think about it. Mexico is about to go. We're talking us having World War with Russia. Nobody's even mentioning that. Right now, we're sitting here giving updates about the Brexit and possibly them breaking the EU apart starting tonight. I mean, and then Trump becoming president. Like, it's going everywhere.
Yeah, it literally is. It's right there on our border too. That's been brewing for a long time. And people are going to complain about immigration. You want to see the border get rushed? You can't believe what you're going to see when the borders get rushed if war breaks out. And unfortunately, our tax dollars have funded a lot of this mess. I'm not giving it all to them, but the U.S. government has their hand in it and has long had their hand. Man, going back for a long time, the U.S. has been meddling and pushing military expenditures in Mexico. It's ridiculous.
Another story that's up on the page right now: Israeli intel chief. We do not want ISIS defeated in Syria.
Right.
This major general comes out and says that Israel does not want to see ISIS defeated in the war. That's unbelievable.
Well, it's not. We've already seen reports that Israel was actually helping out, taking ISIS fighters that were injured, and actually taking them and doctoring them all up and turning them back out in the field. And that seems so crazy to most people. But it makes complete sense. That's really what goes on.
Well, the instability is their stability.
Right.
That's what
definitely.
people don't realize. The more unstable it is in the region, that's more stability for the companies here that are, selling the weapons of war that we don't need on the streets. Thank you for calling Anti-Media Radio, area code 843. Tell us, Amy, where you're calling from tonight.
I have a question.
Yes.
What am I supposed to eat if all of the food has chemicals and antibiotics?
I don't know. You know how to make cat head biscuits?
Okay.
It's
what?
No, some gluten-free flour, some, I don't know what kind of, you wouldn't use vegetable shortening because vegetable shortening definitely has GMOs in it.
Yeah, it is no joke. It's difficult. I raise an organic garden at the house, and my wife and I try to eat as healthy. She's got a nutrition degree, so eat healthy. But when we actually started paying attention to a lot of the chemicals we found, which I'm sure you obviously are probably aware of, it's a little more difficult. You really got to go look, but it is possible. And sometimes,
definitely grow your own food, raise your own animals if you're into the meat thing. I know we do have a fair amount of vegans that listen in. But if you're omnivorous, definitely go ahead and look into possibly raising your own protein source. Chicken's a really good place to start. So are rabbits. You don't need very much space or money to raise rabbits and use them for food.
No,
I don't know if you've ever had rabbit before.
Yeah,
man,
I've raised them.
That's so good.
I raised them for like 2 years. But yeah, hey, that's not practical for a lot of people, unfortunately. But it is possible. And a lot of people say that and say that organic food is so much more expensive. It really doesn't have to be. If you really go and look, and a lot of times it takes some really looking. I would encourage you to get on.
Aldi is a good place to start. Aldi, do you have an Aldi nearby? Aldi supermarket?
I do, like half an hour away.
Yeah, well, half an hour away to eat good. That's a small sacrifice, I think.
Makes me wonder if there's not a market for an organic food shipment company.
Take a comfortable afternoon drive, put some tunes on, go down to Aldi. Aldi's actually has recently revamped a lot of the food that they sell, and apparently, from what I understand, marketing campaigns and a lot of different press on it. They've moved to pretty much all organic, non-GMO, have really clamped down on that, and Aldi's about as cheap as you want to get.
Well, your local Walmart is doing that too, and a lot of the local grocery stores. As market forces are pushing a lot of people to take up the same idea as you are, to the caller. I'm sorry, I missed your name there, but we're going to see a lot more organic food coming in the next few years. Even Monsanto, as evil as they are, and I'm even hesitant about, I say as evil, as bad as my gripe is against them. To what degree I trust them, I can't tell you, but they're even coming out and starting to push more organic stuff because they realize that that's what people want. It's all I can tell you is you do find you some places around town. What city are you calling from?
I'm from Vincennes, Indiana.
Gotcha. Indiana, okay. Yeah.
Not familiar with up
My
there.
mom's
but,
got people up there.
Yeah, I would. Hey, go to a health food store and ask them, and you'll find out that people that are already into that stuff, they'll be the best ones to tell you where to get stuff locally from.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
Great question.
MVP of the night award goes to Kevin.
LaVon is like kicking the dresser right now.
Yeah.
I should have got that call, man. I
Oh,
would have
yeah,
told
you
her
know
exactly where to go to freaking Aldi. Really?
That's
and then he's over there talking about Walmart.
That was a bad
No,
we,
hey, I
we
understand
just
that.
pissed LaVon off. I'm just saying.
No, trust me, I understand that. I was hesitant about saying that,
No,
but
she'd be happy.
but it's
LaVon's always happy.
It's difficult for
Yeah, she's
people
cool.
to. You can't. I mean, how many people can actually grow if they can already grow a garden and they can raise animals organically, and they probably already would be doing that, not calling in asking for like suggestions. So I mean, if they've already got skills like that, I mean, it takes a long time to learn how to grow a garden. Especially, the average person can't possibly grow enough food for themselves all organically with any
That's why
kind
you get involved with a co-op. You find a neighbor's got a little patch of land. Community gardens. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on in neighborhoods and cities all across America.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Sponsored
Labor-
by the anti-media. All right, go ahead.
The Labor Party is now assuming the Leave wins tonight. Labor is now working on the assumption that Leave is going to win, a party source has told The Guardian.
Oh, you were wrong.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Now it's just, let's watch the show. This is going to be nuts.
Oh yeah,
This is going to be nuts. Sit back and watch the show now. This is going to be crazy. The newspaper reports that Labor headquarters is weighing up whether Jeremy Corbyn should call for David Cameron's resignation, old Porky Pig, in the event of the Brexit. But senior figures are reportedly saying the move may prove unnecessary, as Porky himself may resign anyway. Cameron is no longer going to be the prime minister. Oh, man, this is going to be nuts.
it'll be interesting.
Old pig
Still
sucker.
got plenty of time for a terrorist attack to go off. I'm telling you, there's people right now.
If the terrorist attack kicked off right now, my goodness.
You know, there's a few people in some back rooms that are looking at each other with cross eyes, thinking the same thing. You know,
With
what
the
Saul
last name of Rothschild, perhaps. Yeah.
Oh.
He's always thinking that.
I'm gonna start
Soros.
learning.
Lord.
I bet
Jacob
Soros'
Rothschild.
heart's breaking right now.
Oh, you know it, man. You know it. And that's the point I was going to make up. Or what?
Hey, don't forget Jose Canseco.
Is he pushing that too? Yeah. Is he really?
I don't even know why. Why is Jose Canseco
I still don't know the answer to that.
He was a better baseball player than Michael Jordan was, though, that's for sure.
Anyways.
Them roids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Panic on the streets of London.
Oh, I just saw my first lightning bug. I got creeped out. I thought it was like somebody taking pictures in the window or something. But no, it was a lightning
Yeah, I
bug.
know. I was afraid of that look. I saw it too.
Yeah.
It's funny.
They found us.
It's funny when I was a
Are
kid.
they looking for us? I hope not.
It's funny when I was a kid. I would see if the lights went down in the summertime, you literally could see lightning bugs everywhere. Now, there's kids that have
It's
never
summer, man.
seen a lightning bug. You used to could at least. To me, it seems like I don't notice near the amount of lightning bugs, and I live out in a rural area, and I expected I would have, but who knows?
The summer is officially here. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I got to share that moment
Means
with you.
every single day is closer to winter.
Yeah.
Good.
Winter is coming.
Don't forget it. Every single day. It's just
You're still not doing Game of Thrones yet, are you?
Nope.
Gosh, man, it's such a great show.
Just started it, man, but it has nothing on Vikings.
It's too rapey.
Yeah, I think that's
Too rapey.
Vikings is not. You'd like Vikings.
Yeah, I've heard
it's
good things
awesome.
about it.
It is awesome.
I've never even heard of it.
It's great. Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
It's actually more true to
If
true
it's
to kinda
not
historical.
House of Cards or Mr. Robot, I don't know.
Hey man, you need to check out Turn, Washington Spies. If you're any kind of history buff,
I watch
dude.
Homeland.
Homeland's pretty good.
I think Homeland's a complete propaganda show.
Oh, of course.
I think it's completely propaganda, but I still think it's a good show.
You know, it's funny. My first show, I think one of the few shows that one of the first that my parents came to me and was like, "Hey, we were watching this show and yada yada yada. They were talking about this that you were talking about, yada yada yada." It's funny when your parents think you're crazy for so long, or your friends, whatever, and they start seeing stuff coming up on pop, you know, in popular culture, kind of making its way into the national conversation, and people start kind of realizing that, hey, this is maybe there's something to this, or they wouldn't be mentioning it. But
yeah, I think I think I can say the same. Like my parents are like, this is starting to happen.
Right. Oh yeah.
Everything you said's coming true.
Right.
Oh no, what are we gonna do?
And I'm like, damn it, everything I said is coming true. Yeah, I literally wish it wouldn't, but
oh, I know. I would be more than happy.
I'd much rather be wrong and be the crazy loon.
Oh man. And at least, you know what? Like, here's the thing with it. I don't know if it's what it is, but there's part of me, you know, you want to see believe, I guess. But again, it's just handing over. I mean, I think it's, you know, tomato probably with that. But you want to see it. But I think secretly it's like, you know, they're going to stay. It's a comfortable kind of thing. Like, okay, we're just going to keep it. It's not going to get, you know, too wild here. But now it's, who knows what could happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, there's
if Cameron
many
steps
things.
down, which looks like maybe happening.
The possibilities are endless. There's so many little things can trigger so many other bigger things.
Man, like, here we go. It's going to
Let's
be.
watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun show. And
Burn it down.
And hey, and let me tell you something. We're going to have Donald Trump narrating the whole thing.
Donald J. Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see his tweets coming out.
Oh, man, let's check it out. Check it out.
You know, maybe that would put I'd like to say that would take a little bit of the interest in the supposed North American Union out of the equation, but you know,
oh yeah, that makes you that hadn't dawned on me yet.
just the idea of pushing
Not
national,
necessarily, but
just the idea of pushing more not, and I understand not necessarily national sovereign, not nationalist.
I don't
viewpoints,
think with the prime minister they've got in Canada right now that will be happening.
No, probably not.
I just don't see him doing that.
To my trying to
Old
separate.
Justin.
Yeah, going away from or trying to separate from the U.S. or
no, I don't see him ever going to work like joining a North American deal.
Oh, I don't think they have to. I don't think
he would ever. Like, he doesn't seem like he would.
Well, his government already has signed, you know, the Securities and Prosperity Partnership and the what was the other big piece of legislation. I mean, the framework's already there. It's just, you know, all the details are just being filled in, and unfortunately, presidents really don't have a lot of, I guess, initiative to take that decision. But
well,
I have to hold on. Let me say
ahead,
something, please. Okay, I have checked out Donald Trump's Twitter.
Oh, Daddy. What's Daddy got to say about things?
I think he was. He's about to go to Scotland. Okay, so here we go. This is Trump's response. He's going to Scotland. He says, leaving now for a one-night trip to Scotland. Does he even mention the Brexit? No, he doesn't. He does mention, though, it will be the grand opening of his great resort. He'll be back on Saturday. Oh, yeah, congratulations to a kid who did a great job rebuilding that resort.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was
great news. Did it say where that resort is?
He is on his way, and that is his response.
Yeah.
He has got a resort, ladies and gentlemen, and it's really nice.
He is reserving statement for, I guess, the outcome, perhaps. He's going to, I guess, wait and see what happens and then respond. Yeah, that's usually what he does.
That guy's a lunatic.
Don't talk about our future president.
I will say this, though, because if this does happen, you know, and leave does go through, which looks like it's going to happen, like, I wasn't prepared for that. Whatever happens from that, I was not prepared. But with Trump, I see this happening. So at least I feel like I got some time to brace for the impending doom. We're going to start learning about hockey. I know Canadians like hockey. I already watched Kenny and Spenny.
Kenny versus Spenny is awesome.
Oh yeah, that show's great.
Well, I mean, it's not on the air anymore, but you can still check it out.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
funny.
you Netflix that one, can't you?
I don't know much else about Canadian culture. Yeah, I actually do, but
Trailer Park Boys. Oh
know.
man, that's one of the greatest TV
hilarious.
shows ever.
Mm-hmm.
Northern Exposure.
The sheep.
That's
Oh yeah,
Alaska.
the
No, it's
sheepdogs.
Alaska.
Yeah, the sheepdogs. You ever listen
It
to
might
them?
as well be
Great
in Russia.
band.
You know,
Might as well, yeah.
Great
Russia.
they had a lot of
Alaska.
Russians on that show. Actually, I've been watching Northern Exposure lately.
Have you really?
Yeah, I picked it up. I hadn't seen it in years.
I know.
There's still some like mid '90s references that just
That main
Go
guy.
over.
I think that main guy is a libertarian. I read something from him. A few
Rob
years ago,
Morrow. Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Dr. Joel Fleischman.
So that's it. Let's just start talking about all things Canadian.
Eh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Strange Brew. God, who could forget that? That's a great movie. John Candy,
Oh yeah.
Nickelback.
Don't. That's not. That's a turn off.
Yeah,
I'll tell you something, but
That's
it
a turn
was
off.
all fun and games until I brought up Nickelback.
I saw them live a couple years ago.
Oh, don't.
You went
don't.
to a Nickelback
This is
concert?
in the height. This is back when
I don't care.
they were like just come out.
I don't I don't know.
They were in their height that just came
It's
out. Which lie do you want me to
excuse
believe here?
To the math to the
Let me ask you this.
I was listening to them at the skating ring where I DJ'd at way before they ever made it on.
And so you said you
scene.
knew what you were walking into and paying a ticket for.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Dude, this is the
man.
middle of.
You're the-
This is like
How old were you?
probably 21.
Oh man, no.
19, 20.
We
No,
can't be
Steve.
we can't be friends anymore.
Dude, I heard-
Do you know? Do you?
I've been to, and actually it was at a festival. It wasn't
Oh,
for
don't
them.
get me
It
started.
was,
I'm a music snob.
Who else was? Wait a minute. I want to
being-
hear who else. Who did you go to see at the festival?
it was. I got free tickets from the radio station. It was at B&T's.
Okay, well, you didn't at least pay to
the
go.
BFD.
Who?
Total Incline's BFD.
I
Total
don't know.
Incline.
Total,
They had like a festival here in Birmingham.
I
They
don't
had all
even
these
know what
bands.
you're talking
Total
about.
Incline at one point in time.
Total
dubbed
Incline
the
from
band-
the X or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a
They
great program.
dubbed the band
That's
that
right.
I used
This
to
is-
play in the worst band in town. I
Wait,
mean,
what,
it was like
Nickelback?
a big us.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
the band. It's another story for another show.
So I tell you what. Speaking
They were
of
right.
another story for another show, here is a beautiful song called "Human Sadness." We'll be back on the second hour of Anti-Media Radio in just a few.
Money in my hand, and I will do the things you want me to.
Welcome back to the second hour of Anti-Media Radio. This is your host, SM Gibson, on ucy.tv/TAMR. You can listen to us live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And Nick Burnaby, the founder, CEO,
the head guru
of Anti-Media, he is on Monday and Wednesday nights. A little bit later, he has 1 hour show at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. And Levon, same time, but only on Fridays at ucy.tv/JAMR. And if anybody wants to call in the second hour here, you can do so by calling 718-717-8296. Got Shannon and Kevin sitting in the studio with us. Got the Brexit results coming in. Shocked, I will say.
And if you missed the show in the first hour, Kevin made a startling revelation that he has been to a Nickelback show.
Yes, I have.
Ugh.
Man, I was a DJ at a skating rink for 17 years. I went to every concert you've ever heard that came.
We
to
are
Birmingham.
live on air as the news is breaking that David Cameron is no longer going to be.
Oh, is that a definite now?
No, but it's about to happen. It's
All
about to
the
happen.
pigs around England are rejoicing.
Like we are live on
No,
air.
now he's freed up.
That's
He's got a lot more
crazy.
time on his hands. They're probably hiding.
Look, I'll say this. That's where it's all pointing to right now. Maybe something will change, but
Roll Tide.
yeah. That couldn't have happened to a just more magnificent person. Just a stellar
A
human.
delightful fellow.
Yeah,
He
jeez.
is.
Good riddance, Porky. Good riddance,
That
Dave.
guy.
So what is this going to mean? Is the stock market, what's it going to do tomorrow, Kevin?
I bet it'll probably stumble for a short time, and I bet it'll correct itself and roar back extremely hard. Like anything in the stock market, it's an emotional game.
It is.
But it always seems to be backing itself up, bouncing back. Stronger dollar for sure. If the EU falters even a little bit, the dollar still is going to be a hedge. So I'm sure people will, I say people, investors are probably going to put their money in. I'm not surprised. I'm a little surprised they're not already doing so, just out of strictly from fear of the unknown. But hey, it'll be interesting. But yeah, I think the markets will correct themselves. And I think Britain will probably become a place that more business probably goes to. It depends on how they're going to rule it. I know it's going to be. I don't think for a second they're going to open up markets everywhere. But
the futures right now for tomorrow are up.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
230 on the Dow and plus 76 on the NASDAQ. So it's not massive, but it's big. That's big. So
it's moving.
Yeah.
It's moving up, right? It's not going down. So
yeah.
And momentum. The stock market works a lot on momentum.
Now the euro's down.
Right, that's what I mean.
Big time.
The dollar's going to go up as a hedge. It happens every time. Every time the euro goes down, the dollar goes up.
Gold's going up. All still doing its thing by going down. Hey, what a shock. Citigroup up. Bank of America up.
Remington stock up.
London's definitely going up. Germany going up. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a win for the money game. And, look, Rupert Murdoch, he wanted it. So, like I say, I was wrong, but I'll look in hindsight to learn from this experience, and I see that Rupert Murdoch and wanted it.
Well, every conflict there's always going to be a group of people that are on each side that are going to be probably morally reprehensible to the rest of us. So I think it's kind of I won't say it's a lose-lose situation, but
yeah, and Boris ain't no champ himself.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but stuff's going up here. So there you go.
The EU was a nefarious idea to start with, so I am not going to shed a tear
of course.
one bit.
Oh no, not me either.
Right through the heart.
Yeah, even if it's
in name only.
Even if it's not much better because of Boris and the gang over there. it's still, I think, a victory on some level of breaking that up.
Oh yeah, it's a game of inches, and we got to take the long view. And that's how most people, these smart players, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm. So, there's that. There's a little bit of a break from, wow, it's going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But what's really going to be crazy is all this fear mongering they've done.
When the people realize it's all been BS.
The whole thing's been a lie. None of that stuff you told me was going to happen.
Right.
What's going on here? You're pretty emphatic about that.
Yeah, literally.
Pretty emphatic about those things that were definitely going to happen if we left, and they didn't.
Yep.
It's the boy who cries wolf.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to what's going on in Orlando. It's funny, so many people at this point distrust the government that a lot of these attacks, these incidences, when they do admittedly all have a lot of strange things about them, but so many people are so willing to believe even the most outrageous conspiracies. And hey, I've been confused. I mean, we've all been.
Please tell me the conspiracy you were repeating to me earlier you had heard and I had not heard. About a rapper being dead.
Oh, about Gucci Mane?
Yeah, well, yeah. What was this again?
Yeah,
because this was funny.
Oh yeah, Gucci Mane went to prison and came out, and he physically looks a whole lot different, and that's the claim. And Lil Boosie claimed and made a mention of it. The claim is that he was killed in prison and that he's been cloned, and this is somebody else.
That's wonderful.
Oh, you should.
That is
see
a
it,
wonderful
dude.
tale.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
It's right up there with the Earth is flat, the flat earther movement
beautiful.
that's taking the nation by storm.
I'm not sure which one's dumber, literally.
Now watch, I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna scrolling through the internet. I'm gonna see the picture of the side by side. Oh my gosh, he's not the same guy.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. He looks completely different. He's completely changed his lifestyle. But a lot of people do that some people do that when they go through prison, especially for
Oh, yeah.
And it's probably a good thing on his part.
A lot of working out going on in prison.
Oh yeah, not access to a lot of the foods that you had access to when you had plenty of money.
3 hots and a cot.
Right.
I've got to check on Trump's Twitter one more time. I got to check on. I'm curious to see what Hillary says as well.
You need to wash your hands after you do that.
I know, but again, the last report as Trump travels to Scotland, which is part of the United Kingdom.
I wonder if he's traveling business class.
Which
Probably
is doing the
on his
most
own plane,
historic
sure.
thing that it is doing right now, currently, in modern history, since World War II, probably. Because they are breaking away. David Cameron's resigning.
You want to see what Trump's going to say.
And Trump is talking about his fantastic resort that he's going to that he owns and his son fixed up real nice.
Have we got a location in Scotland on where that's at?
I don't care.
I'm going to do some check on Expedia real quick and see if I can't get me some plane tickets to Scotland.
Damn these immigrants and their immigrant
I got to
families.
see that resort for my own eyes.
I'm sure it's a nice resort.
Oh,
before
sure it is.
before it bankrupts and somebody else buys it and saves the place again.
A lot of these places are Trump hotels.
Okay, Hillary's tweeting about immigration reform.
Her
Like David Cameron is about to no longer be the prime minister.
and nobody cares. Well, at least American politicians,
Like,
the ones that are going
David
to be
Cameron?
president.
Who was that?
It's like they may
That is a massive deal.
Oh, no doubt. But I'll be curious. How many Americans have even heard of the EU? Even that concept and know that it's even about to die.
Trump will maybe never even mention if you don't have to. Oh, these people don't know who that is. That don't matter.
ain't got nothing to do with America.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with making it great again.
Yeah.
It's a shame he doesn't. At least one tweet he could educate how many people.
Okay, here's
He
one.
is. He's educating them about that hot new resort in Scotland that's going on right now.
What?
They've
Okay,
done a magnificent job putting it back together.
I don't know how this is gonna play out here, but I don't know how this is gonna play out. But let's just think if the day comes where we have Jeremy Corbyn as the Prime Minister of England and Donald Trump as the President of the United States. That's going to be a fun.
Oh, what a battle of words!
That's
Can
going to
you
be
imagine?
amazing. Like, you talk about two people that are going to despise each other. Despise.
Definitely.
He'll call him a dirty commie so many times, and he will call Donald Trump every evil name in the book.
And they'd both be right.
And they would both be right.
It's kind of like a precursor for what we're going to see in the general election debate if that ever happens. God, I can't wait. It's going to be the greatest thing I've ever seen on TV.
I'm in shock here. Nigel Farage, Cameron should resign immediately.
Get him.
If Leave wins. Oh, and he's claiming victory.
Farage does?
Yep. That's it. And who thought, I'm sorry, after Joe Cox was shot.
Didn't seem very hopeful.
Oh, man. Couldn't have been more wrong.
Good thing sometimes good to be wrong.
I guess. I'm completely
again, though,
amazed
it's just like the two of you just said a moment ago. It's going to depend on if pulling out of the EU means pulling out of the EU and not a big, giant, huge firework display for the general populace, but behind closed doors. Now, y'all calm down. Everything's good.
Well, like I said, Switzerland has all the benefits of the so-called benefits of being in the EU, as far as dealing with them and getting all the economic so-called benefits. But
people said that about Puerto Rico forever, and how's that worked out?
Puerto Rico is using the American dollar, though, if I'm not mistaken. They're actually an American territory. So I think they're a little bit different than Switzerland has historically been independent, neutral. But if there's any other country that's close to,
it's a beautiful country too.
Here it is.
Beautiful. That's it. Switzerland. That's the answer.
The memes look pretty.
That's everybody go to Switzerland. That's the answer.
Start a new country.
Or just go to Switzerland. There's already a country there.
Right.
It seems a lot easier.
Well, there's a country over there. I was thinking there's a guy that's trying to make his own country over there. I don't know if you've seen that story. I think the anti-media has actually shared it.
I believe I do remember that story.
Setting up his own territory, supposedly.
So, there you go. Who'd have thought? I'm going to see if I can reach out to Justin King. I would like to get his reaction to the breaking news that apparently David Cameron, it appears, will no longer be the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom by the time everybody wakes up in the morning. And the United Kingdom will no longer be a part of the European Union. Breaking huge news. But, hey, Trump's tweeting about that resort. It's all a huge vanity project.
I'm sorry, I'm on Expedia right now trying to book some rooms here. What's going on? What are you talking about?
So,
well, the good news is that the dollar is going to get a little stronger in my...
it is. Oh, yeah, the markets are going up.
I'll be able to afford the airfare now. That's awesome.
So, there you go. It's a win-win, it looks like, for some of these people.
Not for David Cameron. What's he going to do now?
Oh, wow. Start a pig farm? I don't know.
A pig farm for the rich and curious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's supposed to do. Old Dave is going to be out of a job. That's a shame. That's really rough. My heart bleeds for that man.
Oh, I'll be sure to try to squeeze out a tear or two before I go to bed tonight.
That's just unfortunate.
I'll put him in my prayers.
Will he be able to get on benefits?
Unemployment?
Yeah, can he get on benefits?
Well, what's the retirement for Prime Minister? Because I guess he gets the cash.
No,
out. Is it kind of like President of the United States, where you get a Secret Service detail and a check?
I'm sure all that will
and an
happen.
office somewhere.
Correct. Well, Tony Blair has been everybody's stooge. They roll him out for every joke thing.
Him and G-Dub are Facebook friends.
Oh, they definitely are.
Yeah, BFF.
Yeah. David Cameron's gonna be gone. I just can't believe it.
That's just so sad to me. Sort of, not at all.
Wow. Huge. So, okay, are we gonna see terrorists from this? Because, like, more terrorist attacks. What's gonna be the ISIS response? Will there be one? Does this change anything in the Middle East? No, nothing.
Not really. I don't see anything as far as the way the
No
business.
blip.
But then again,
it allows the people to have a better representation and a better say in whether or not their government goes. So, if the British people decide that they don't want their government going to war, well, guess what? They don't really have a lot of say, a lot more less influence when they're opposed.
Sure, because what people don't realize, and you talk about this tons, Kevin, is the U.S. is at war via NATO, and people don't even realize it.
Right. A lot of the stuff is globally. It's a lot of global type business stuff going on.
Right. So the United States has no say. Like the people have zero say when we go in the war. Like zero.
Or better yet, like let's say if because there has been a movement for quite some years about pulling the United States out of the UN. What if we were to have some sort of vote like that?
Well, and
there's no way that would happen.
Not happen.
No, man, we can't even vote for the president here, Bernie.
I'm a proud member of the John Birch
Okay,
Society.
but wait. Haven't you said that Trump wants to get out
of the UN?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has he expressed that idea? I'm sure.
Oh,
I know that he has. Whether or not he actually,
right,
and it's right there in New York.
Who knows what he believes?
Right, it's right there in New York. And I'll be honest with you, there's a little bit of I've heard the argument, and as a member, the John Birch Society, it was established years ago, has been fighting this. In fact, they led the kind of first get the U.S. out of the UN and campaign. I'm sure you guys have seen the old bumper stickers. They've been pushing that for years. Yeah. But I've recently heard, I say recently, there's been an argument from even some libertarian types that it'd be better to stay in the UN because at least the U.S. could have some influence, because if not, then China and these other arguably worse humanitarian countries would then take over. So I see the argument in it, but God, I mean, either way, I think at this point it's hard to escape the UN's influence. But God, I hate them. I could rail against these guys all day and night.
And he's against NATO too.
That's one thing. Yeah, he's right. That's what I think. I guess that's probably what you were talking about. Yeah, he's always been against NATO. This is something you even go look at his interviews from years ago when he was on Oprah, for instance. He railed against NATO then, and it doesn't. Strictly from a business sense, it makes no sense, and he's not looking at it from necessarily
very obsolete. Is the Trump quote.
And this coming on the heels of one of the NATO commanders saying that there is no Russian aggression. That this whole lie that we've been fed about that's the reason for our military buildup and surrounding.
I haven't seen it.
No, of course not.
I've seen Russia pretty much protecting their borders and patrolling their borders on a couple occasions. We've had F-16s fly a little too close to a plane, and it was a photo op situation. That's all it was.
But here's
there was
the thing.
No malice behind.
Here's what I don't understand. They didn't fly by a ship in the Gulf of Mexico. Like, everybody's not addressing the fact that what's this ship doing?
The Baltic Sea is right off the coast of Maine, isn't it?
And my understanding they were international. My understanding is they were international water. And I'll be honest with you, that event, I think a lot of people didn't realize what was going on. They didn't just buzz by the plane. They did it 26 times.
It was multiple
or something.
times, yes.
But that's, I don't believe that came as an instruction from Putin at all.
No, I don't either. Do you know that? What was I going to say?
Something clever, I hope.
Well, Trump himself, I don't know if you guys saw, but Fareed Zakaria, who I can't stand, a CNN guy, big CFR guy, was in a press conference and was talking to Trump and was saying, hey, you talk so good about Donald Trump, blah, 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 blah. And Putin actually kind of shut him up and told him, hey, listen, I didn't say all this good stuff about Trump, but the one thing I do think and I appreciate is the idea that he wants to open relations up with Russia. So, hey, man, I'm all for if you want to push anti-war ideas and push less war and more cooperation, by all means, go for it. So I think it'd be good, yeah. At a time when where U.S. since the Cold War has not been ties have never been really on the verge of destruction and a lot of bad stuff going on. I think it'd be a great thing if we did extend ties with Russia.
But I don't think people realize that we have shot down, or Russia, should I say, has shot down a few of our drones over there.
Well, I mean, it was where? Over there.
Right.
Well, a lot of people don't realize either that the Russia has, I don't want to say routinely, but numerous times they've actually stopped and had their planes actually serviced on, like for instance, I know recently in California. There's also a Open Skies Treaty, I think is the name of it, where there's a mutual agreement between countries to allow basically surveillance planes to fly over each other's country as a mutual assurance. But it was back in the 60s and 70s, even in the 50s, there was a push by a lot of globalists to actually unite the Soviet Union with the U.S., believe it or not. And I know that seems so crazy at the time, but it just goes to show you the phrase that we see, that the public sees, and what really goes on behind closed doors and pushes and stuff could not be any further from polar opposites.
Which is why we suggested what we suggested about the ultimate income about the Brexit vote.
Bingo.
So,
Makes sense, yeah. Hard to argue against, but either way, I think it'd be better than it is worse.
I'm still waiting to see those 28 redacted pages unredacted. Man. Any day now.
You're right. That kind of disappeared, didn't it?
Yeah.
Went from
it's funny how that worked.
Went from trending on Twitter to what was that again?
Yeah.
28 what?
Yeah, what? 911. You mean like 911, like the phone number?
So apparently it's not just me that's freaking out about this. Former Swedish Prime Minister has called the results beyond comprehension at what's going on with the EU. Alistair Campbell, former Downing Street, he worked back in the day. Anyway, he said that we're in completely uncharted territory here. Like, I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen.
I don't think
not in the first few days.
I don't think anybody really expected this to happen.
I don't either. I really don't. Not really, not in our gut.
Mm-mm.
I don't think anybody saw this coming.
Yeah, I'm staying. And again, it's like we were just talking about. I'm
and
waiting,
maybe
I'm waiting to hear that. Okay, yeah, we voted for it, and yeah, we officially, quote unquote, pulled out of the UN or the EU, but we're still doing business as usual, and the same agreements are still in place, and so on and so forth.
Let's see.
Because are we talking about an economic collapse of the EU? Certainly,
yeah. Okay,
certainly
this is
England
what else.
Is their crown jewel.
This is what else. Okay, that guy had to say. He goes, if this becomes true, then we are headed for immediate turmoil and long-term uncertainty. I see that even the Zimbabwe currency is now gaining ground against the UK pound. Fear, fear, fear to the final second. To the final second when it don't matter anymore. That's what that is. Keep them scared. But they're going to wake up in the morning and guess what? The world hadn't exploded.
Yeah.
None of that stuff happened. Now, God forbid there's a terrorist attack. God forbid. Because that'll be crazy.
I mean, but, what would be the narrative behind that?
I don't know. No clue. Yeah, but we're definitely, I think, going to wake up in the morning and David Cameron's no longer Prime Minister.
That's not a bad thing, actually. So.
It's not, but if you can't say breaking news over and over, that's breaking news.
That's big time.
So, I'm really waiting to see reactions here, and I'll leave it to the United States.
Panic in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least, David Cameron's panic in the streets.
Yeah, man, he is. Is he gonna get benefits? I need to know. Make sure he's not out in the street.
You need to check his benefit package.
Yeah,
make sure he's going to be.
Is he gonna get benefits, and is he gonna get any help when he starts his pig farm?
You got a spare bedroom. You could offer him a place to stay for a while.
If he needs somewhere to stay,
feet.
I will. He's not going to stay at my home, but I'll help him
he's
find
not staying
somewhere.
Here.
He can stay somewhere. He can stay not at my house. Anyway.
Kevin, you got a garage?
I live in a 4,000 square foot metal building with like 900 square feet of space out in the middle of the woods on 11 acres, man. Come party with me.
I'm down.
I got you.
I'm cool. I get down.
Got a G-Raj.
Gosh, this is just. I mean, this is huge, man.
It is. I mean, the next couple of days, I think, are uncertainty. I think long term, this is going to be big news, and I think it's going to be a positive step on some level. Even though, again, it's being handed over to Twiddly-dee and Twiddly-dum.
Yeah, and the Queen's still living in Buckingham Palace.
Right.
Yeah. She doesn't care.
Dude, I don't see her getting any more powerful. She's going to lose it too, man. She's on the way out.
You really believe that?
Yeah,
that
dude.
they're going to get rid of that?
Well, even if they don't, I mean, it's
No.
I'm not saying I'm not saying the system won't be there. I'm saying who cares? I mean, the Queen. I mean,
Well, who cares
The
now?
monarchy's been obsolete for so long.
That's
it's
what I
not even
mean.
funny,
Yeah, she's
but,
just a
yeah.
I don't think
figurehead.
behind the scenes, though. I think she's got more influence behind the scenes than we know.
Yeah, and money. Let's not forget.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Money. Yeah, there's
Money
lots,
speaks,
lots,
and
lots
she's
of
got a
money.
lot of it.
A lot.
I don't.
Forget royalty and all that. Money speaks, and she has a ton of it.
Oh, it does, and that's not to say she won't have some influence. I just don't. I think more people are realizing this whole monarchy deal is it's a sham.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We can. That's a whole nother show right
Yeah,
there.
it is. It's debatable. A lot of different avenues to look at it.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Screw the Queen, regardless.
Yeah. God save the Queen.
I was
She ain't no human
I was
being.
going to say something else, but I don't want to get us tagged and flagged for anything.
So what's the
Don't have
over
to.
under on Trump making a speech and actually accidentally using the term limey?
It's a good point. He
Yeah,
could.
we need to check into that.
He could.
Since I mean, of course, then again, you can't trust Vegas because Vegas had the Brexit. What were the odds? I think we talked about this last episode, or maybe been privately off air. But the odds in Vegas were like way, way, way against.
Yeah, it was like, the odds were not in favor of this at all. Because we were talking about the polls being 49-51, depending on which poll you looked at. Back and forth, nobody knew.
Man, we should have bet on that.
No, I was going to bet the other way.
Yeah, you would have.
I would have bet the other way. I would have lost.
Yeah.
Would have lost
Yeah,
that
you would
bet.
have lost that bet. Your wife would have divorced you, and you'd have to come try to stay with me. Keyword here: try.
Wow. Maybe me and David Cameron can get a place together.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just roomies,
So it appears David Cameron, I'll say it one more time, breaking news. It appears David Cameron will not be the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom when you wake up tomorrow morning. By all indications, because it appears the United Kingdom will no longer be a part of the European Union. And the stock market's going up. Wow. I mean, I know I'm just on repeat right now.
Bye.
I know I'm on repeat, but yeah, I'm just reading the updates of him leaving.
Man.
It's unreal. Unreal. Let's go ahead and try to jump into I'm going to jump into a few of the other stories on the homepage of
www.theantimedia.org.
Let's see. Did you know, Shannon, after legalizing recreational weed, teen use in Colorado is now lower than the rest of the country?
As our
crime rates
drinking
have gone
driving
down.
accidents,
DUIs are down.
state revenue from taxation
way up.
to the degree that they're required by their state constitution to refund any increase above the required threshold,
Which I believe has already happened.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Now they're just trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not going to equal a check to every citizen.
No, and that's how they're trying to decide: do we pay the people? Do we give it back to the people who paid it? Do we distribute it elsewhere? So
pay the people back.
yeah, well, the people
think.
they've got to put it somewhere, but they have there's no
Put
real
it back in
record
their
of who-
citizens' pockets and put it back in the economy. Duh.
Yeah, that's what you think, but they're making the argument not everybody contributes.
Of course, government would
tax,
always make the argument, why do we have to give away some money that the government collected? This is
Well,
our money now.
And don't think for a second
We stole this fair and square.
And don't think for a second they're not trying to put it somewhere to gain some interest off of it for a little while they pretend to to be working out the best logistics.
So interest that will go towards the people of Colorado,
state.
right?
Of course, right.
It really needs to go back to the people.
Of course it will, the people, through the state.
I mean, you want to stimulate your economy, give some people some money. They'll go spend it.
What you got for us, Scott?
Got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, was this not a similar situation as we're seeing tonight in the UK? If you legalize this, it's all going to be over. You don't even want to know what's going to happen if you legalize marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
And the exact opposite has happened. Area code 970. Thank you for calling Anti-Media Radio. This is your host, S.M. Gibson. Tell us your name and where you're calling from this evening.
Name's Jill. I'm calling from Western Colorado.
Jill from Colorado.
Bill.
No, Jill.
I'm sorry. We got a little hitch in the phone there.
Yeah, B with a Bill. Hey, man, we were just...
No, G, Gil.
Gil.
I'm your I'm your buddy, Kevin. Shannon, I know you too.
Gil, what's up, man?
As soon as he said Gil with a G, I thought, hey, this has got to be Gil. Hey, man, you doing?
Yes, sir.
How are you, man?
I'm great, thanks.
Good deal, man. What's on your mind, man? Are you paying attention to this Brexit stuff?
Kind of paying attention to it. I believe that as soon as that happens, the whole House of Cards will go. It's, they're all, it's a socialist organization, and they're running out of other people's money, and sooner or later it's got to go. And this is it. I just think possibly they'll try and turn it around like they did when Greece voted for whatever they voted for, and then they came in, the guy retired, and said, "Oh, we're just going to go ahead and do what we've been doing." I think that it's a good thing, and I think that the people are waking up, but I don't think it'll change anything in the long run.
Well, I think you're right to be cautious and not necessarily overly optimistic or pessimistic. There's certainly, there's precedent for that, obviously, for what you're discussing. In fact, that's kind of what Mr. S.M. Gibson was just kind of mentioning about some of the players who are also advocating for this exit don't exactly inspire a lot of optimism for what your everyday person would think about the possibility of a positive effect about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what made me call is when you guys were talking about the Colorado
I was fixing to ask
laws and crime rates. This is where I live. I see it. You got a lot of places have the medical shops. When they passed recreational, they moved on into that. But there's a lot of counties and a lot of cities that have taken votes within their jurisdictions and have banned it. And, it's a state law, but the people have said, no, we don't want that kind of money in town. Well, it's not where the money comes from. It's what you could do with it,
Right.
Kind of like
anyway,
lottery,
Well, it is kind of unfortunate that the people that aren't, and this may not be the angle that you're going with it, Gil, but my understanding, the people that are getting these big permits to grow and to operate business, it's kind of it's even a racket about who actually gets to do that.
Mm-hmm. Friends with friends.
Yeah, well, that's why Ohio, ended up not doing it. There were going to be 3 corporations and 10 franchises or something. Now.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And that's
on the East, there's a lot of that big corporate stuff going on. I live on west of the Continental Divide, and a lot of that is individual by county. Some don't allow the commercial, some don't. But what it's really done is it's opened up the individual to lawfully do it on his property.
And that's what I think should. And see, Bonner's saying a lot of this movements behind this legalization movement are still not going to allow you to do it on your property. So so does Colorado allow you to grow?
Oh yeah, that's the way it all started out with the medical. Was that you could grow up to 6 plants.
Right. Okay.
And then there was some regulations as to how many could be mature and how many could be harvested and whatever. But what it did was it kept, you couldn't have it out in the open, but you didn't have to worry about asset forfeiture or a number of other things when they came in, you know.
Is that still the same now? I guess as so.
Yes, it is.
Are people allowed to recreationally grow?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you can commercially grow. You can grow yourself. You know, even a resident for recreational can do up to 6.
That doesn't sound like a lot to many, but hey, if you know a little bit about some LST, low stress training and cloning, you can make 6 plants grow a long way.
Yeah, you can. You can make it last a year.
Wow.
You know, because out here, that's your season. The other thing is, though, is that you talk about the taxes and whatever. Well, the taxes aren't going to be just distributed to everybody. If you don't participate, if you don't have medical shops in your county or in your city or whatever, your schools, you don't get any of that money. That doesn't just blanket go to everybody.
I think
that goes, I believe.
Got a little carrot hanging out there.
And that doesn't benefit people that are coming from outside that area that live in an area that has chosen not to have, you know, shops and whatever.
Right.
Breaking news.
It's official.
It is official.
Britain has voted to quit the European Union.
Wow.
Votes still coming in, but BBC and ITV say no way. Remain campaign can win.
Well, I guess they didn't have the vote fraud fixed up right. I guess.
I guess not. It's over.
Yeah, well, and you know, this may be just one of the, you know, I'm pretty avid reader, and I try to listen to as much as at least your guys' show, you know, twice a week. But
Gil,
it's just a matter of,
you post a lot of good stuff.
Am I cutting out?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's kind of got a little bit of delay. I think that's kind of the reason why we're kind of talking over you. But,
okay.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah, you post some great stuff. I know you keep up with stuff a lot more than a lot of certainly a lot of other individuals do.
And I just think this will be the first card. You know, you guys do. Anti does a great job of making people look at the dual paradigm. You know, and I think people are starting to see the trees for the forest.
Yeah, agreed completely. Yeah, that's what we try to do what we do, but it's, you know, readers and followers and listeners and callers. You know, you guys, y'all feed it, man. So collectively, we do what we can do. Everybody does.
Well, and then it's up to us to share it and try to get some minds changed in and of itself. You know, it's tough enough to work a job all day. Then you try to wake people up, and it's like, you know, the deer in the headlight, or you got two heads.
Oh yeah, completely. I understand there.
That's it. Thanks so much for calling in, Gil, and thanks so much for listening and you know, being a reader of the Anti-Media.
Hey, you bet.
Hey.
You bet. You guys take care.
You too.
Take care, Gil.
That's a good dude, man. Talk to him online pretty frequently. He's a veteran too, I believe, and keeps up a lot of good financial stuff that you don't see. Monetary policy is a little boring to some people, but it's
very important.
Yeah,
very
it is.
Important subject.
The pound has fallen below $1.35. It's at $1.35, but it's for the first time since 1985.
I'm gonna run to the bank in the morning and get all of my
short it.
Yeah, I'm gonna short sell it.
Short it.
That's what old
too late now.
Soros did and almost collapsed the British pound when he did. And I guarantee you that's what they were referencing. What year did you say that was?
Oh, I was just screaming short it because it was entertaining to me, because if everybody that did just made a lot of money. Everybody that shorted it just made a bunch. But yeah, it's at $1.35.
Wow.
It's the first time since 1985 it's been that low. David Cameron's no longer going to be the prime minister. But, like, hey, you know what, Kevin? Exactly like you said. This is good for the dollar.
It completely flipped me out when this happened a couple of years ago. I noticed it's a pattern. When it happens in another country, the U.S. gets stronger. Dollar, anyways.
But when do you think it's going to start going back up?
The dollar?
The pound.
Shoot, that's hard to say.
See, because it's not. Here's the one difference in this, and if it would be some of these other countries, even though this is a huge deal, they hadn't been on the euro, so that's one less thing they're going to have to worry about.
Well, it's the Swiss, and I'd be curious, but the Swiss their currency is still pretty strong, and they still trade with the EU. So it's going to take a little bit of a recovery. I mean, no joke, but I think then the British people are
still congratulating himself. Same.
Who is that?
Trump.
Oh gosh.
Scotland. Yeah. So it's one of the most magnificent resorts I've ever seen.
Yeah. No updates from mother or daddy yet.
Nah. Mother's, well, I mean, you know, do you think Hillary Clinton really tweets her own tweets?
No. It's all a game.
Do you
It's
think she
all
knows
just
how?
a game. It's,
Do you think
look,
she
it's
knows how to tweet a
WWE.
tweet?
People watch that stuff. It's entertaining, and that's what this is. It's entertaining to watch them. I didn't say it was real. I mean, I know Vince McMahon said who's going to win in the back, but okay, so it's still entertaining.
Can you see Hillary Clinton squinting at her computer screen to read her Facebook? I wonder what her private, her
grandma,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, but her private Facebook page that she has, the few people that are friends with her.
Hey, nothing from Bernie either.
Who's friends with Hillary? Does she have any friends?
I don't think. Huma. Maybe. That may be it. I think that's the only person that probably likes her.
I forget who it was. No, I forget who it was, but one of their plane, one of the people that escorts them in their plane, said that they understood that Hillary would often, even on their watch, from my understanding, had a lot of friends of the same sex. So she definitely has plenty of friends in the right places, and obviously that's more of a sham marriage than anything. But that is the Clinton brand.
Do you see this book that's coming out by the this former Secret Service guy?
Oh yeah,
that was supposedly the last line before you got to Clinton. He's writing this book.
This may be the guy that I'm referring to.
And he said that Bill Clinton had way more business running a brothel or the red light district than he did running the White House. And he said that Hillary, or supposedly, this is according to the guy's book, Monica came up there one night and was trying to have a meeting with him, and he was with another woman.
Ooh.
She thought she was the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was kind of under the impression she was the only one.
Thought she was the only mistress. Yeah.
That's kind of what his story alludes to. That's hilarious. I don't know why. I mean, these are real people's lives. I understand that. And so it's,
because she's wrecked so many other people's lives.
Oh, Hillary?
It's hard not to rejoice in a little bit of the idea that she has a little bit of misery.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I don't really care about Monica Lewinsky.
Right. I mean, but the list is so long. Again, Claire, we're going to write the story. Oh, you weren't here for our long conversation, Kevin, about how we are now compiling a list that will be at least 100 things long of why not.
Yeah, how's that coming along,
Clinton.
by the way?
It's been a little slow. It's been a little busy. But it's been a little slow.
It's ironic that so many people,
I think Claire's already got a ton of the information, though.
Hillary Clinton, man.
But, I mean, a lot of it's just off the
lady.
top of my head. I've been hearing this stuff for 20 years. I can just Google, I can Google 25 things right now off the top of my head, probably.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Just to get going.
That Armani suit, that's one of them. I mean, if you're going to spend that much money on a jacket, come on now. You can do better than that.
And we're talking about a Saul Alinsky hardcore at one time, hardcore follower and admirer, who's somebody who would obviously detest her wearing this expensive clothing out for a campaign speech of all things. And that's your Hillary
But
Clinton.
if you're gonna wear expensive clothing, I mean, come on, man. You
Of all
shop a little
places.
harder. I mean, I could find that same exact jacket down at the thrift store for like $8.
It
Dude, I
wasn't
could
that
make
nice.
that at my arts and crafts class in school for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it wasn't worth all that.
Can you make me a jacket like that? Oh, that's so, man, that's cool.
Like I don't even.
Kevin's gonna make me a jacket.
I've gone back to the updates here. I don't even know why, but because
It's done. It's over.
done.
It is over. David Cameron is without a job. He is unemployed. I don't think that'll last
Okay,
long.
listen. It says the national turnout has been 72.2%. 33.5 million people voted.
That's crazy.
Says right now, Leave only needs 46% of the vote. Blah 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 blah. And there's 70% counted.
We couldn't get like what 20 or 30% of America to vote for American Idol.
No, they more American Idol people care about.
A lot more than they do for the president of the United States.
Well, I think people will turn out this time.
It's about neck and neck. I want to say probably about the same crowds voting for both.
72% counted. I mean, this has happened.
Yeah, it's
And
done.
when your eyes open tomorrow morning and it's a brand new day,
A brand new day. The sun is streaming through the windows.
yeah, I'm gonna rise up singing.
Yeah.
It's a brand new day. David Cameron is gonna be applying for benefits. He's gonna be on the dole, as they say.
The pigs of England can rest easily.
No, they can't rest
Oh,
easily.
yeah, he's got a lot of free time now.
Yeah, they should be concerned.
Pigs of England, don't wander the dark alleys.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Cameron's going to have some time on his hands.
Come here, piggy, piggy, piggy.
Now, what's going to ensue after this? Like, who's going to start taking whose place? And is UKIP going to have to change their name? They were the independent party.
The queen still gets to be the queen. I think that's really all that matters here.
The queen does still get to be the queen.
Buckingham Palace.
And Boris is still
endure.
going to be Boris. And Rupert Murdoch's still going to be Rupert Murdoch. And
Making that money.
Nigel Farage is still going to be.
Love that money.
Yeah. But hey, what are you gonna do? We are now in uncharted territory.
I am probably going to watch Talladega Nights before I go to bed.
There you go.
Bring on the Frexit.
That's a great movie.
It's not bad.
It's really not.
You got.
Long when Freddie
Don't
got
let the
fingered.
invisible buyer burn my friend.
Ever seen Freddie got fingered?
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about a train wreck of a movie. Rip Torn is awesome in that flick, man.
Oh, dude, I love
We
it.
got Milo jumping in here, intentional for humor effect, because it's funny to me.
What's
I don't-
that big old
it
queen got to
amuses
say
me.
about things?
He's all excited. You made Britain great again.
Hey, that's our line.
Well,
You know,
he's coming. He's coming over here.
Trump was looking for a campaign manager, wasn't he? Yeah. We need to hook him and Milo up, man.
That really would be.
Oh, that would be the
quite-
most amazing.
That really.
I
would
mean,
be
this already is
fantastic
one
to
of the most
watch.
amazing train wrecks of a presidential
Wow.
campaign. but
Please let that happen.
man, if that happened, God, could you imagine the T-shirts coming out of that camp?
That would be unbelievable. You talk about just fireworks right in front of you.
Class and sophistication.
Yeah. Do you get as concerned as I do about the FBI rumors and the fact that she's going to have to drop out? Like, that really upsets me if she's going to have to drop out, because I'm telling you, if we're going to end up...
Hell ain't dropping out, man.
If we're going to end up with that Donald Trump presidency, which I do not want so much, I at least want my show first.
The Democratic
And the
Party-
show is going to be watching her get throttled.
The Democratic Party has done they've thrown all their weight behind Hillary Clinton. The strings have been pulled. Everybody, the FBI, the CIA, everybody involved in that whole bit is at bay. Now let's just let this thing play out and see where it goes. Now, after the election, I have no idea. You know, I really don't know. I mean, Hillary Clinton will not be any kind of politician. She will not be in the national limelight. You know, making policy and enforcing policy or whatever she does there, whatever she calls herself doing.
So, really,
So do they go after? Do they sick the dogs on her after the fact, or you know?
I don't know. She's gonna get it. They're gonna get her. Scotland votes to remain by a lot. That's not a shock. But you know, all they want is to be on their own.
Wait a minute. Whoa. What did you just say?
They vote to remain.
Who did?
Scotland.
You know, I heard there's a really nice resort that just opened up there. It's supposed to be magnificent.
I saw a tweet about that.
That's so crazy that Scotland did.
Well,
Yeah, but they want to break away from the UK.
Well,
Like, they don't want any part of any of it.
Scotland has just announced word, and Trump is getting on a plane to fly back to America, leaving from Scotland.
And see, I could see them wanting to be like, we'll go to we'd rather be in the EU than be with y'all. I could see that. Some people saying that.
Put my tinfoil hat on and think about this for a minute.
So, yep.
Can't let the radio waves get me.
Voting to leave. It's
That's how they try
over.
you. It's done.
It's
David
done.
Cameron is unemployed.
Well, that's not official yet, but it's gonna be. It's gonna be pretty soon.
Do you think there's any kind of maneuvering to keep him around for some reason or another?
He'll be a puppet. I don't know. They may Mitt Romney, and I'm not sure. They may just put him on the back burner. They're gonna have to for a while because he looks like an idiot right now, and he's gonna really look like an idiot when everything there doesn't collapse. But hey, right now the pound's not doing so hot. It is not doing so hot.
Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom for the pound?
Good question.
Kevin, want to take a stab at that?
The bottom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bottom
how
for the
far is
pound
it going
as
to
far as
go before
compared
it
to
goes
the,
back up?
Compared to the U.S. dollar, where do you think it might?
Well, I mean, it gets higher. The rate gets higher and higher. The division there as the dollar goes down. I mean, the dollar's going to keep going up and the rate's going down. So that
Right.
keeps. Who knows, man?
Because it's going to start. Yeah, the distance.
But I still don't think that's. I still think that's going to be temporary.
Oh, I do too. Certainly do. That's what I'm saying. Like, how far do you think it'll go before
it starts rebounding?
Yeah, like how far down do you think it'll go?
Hard to say.
It is hard to say, but it will rebound. Look, I don't even say I know anything anymore, other than Hillary Clinton ain't gonna be president. Still hang on to that.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. Since we've been all tonight, I've been harping on you being wrong. I mean, you know.
Oh man.
I really, I mean, you know, the
establishment. I don't think I know anything.
The establishment has pulled every single trick in the toy box to keep her.
They certainly have
in the thing
Those
at this point.
Evil people use that woman's death. Those evil, right? All those evil people. Look at them. Look at them. Kill this innocent woman. They used her death for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that was for me the nail in the coffin. That's when I was like, okay, this ain't happening. Not even close.
Yeah.
Wrong. And David Cameron's gonna be out of a job. I wonder if like get a job and like wearing a pig suit at Euro Disney or something. Something.
Why would he do that? He's probably scared of more David Camerons out there.
It's coming out of the woodworks.
Well, we've got only a minute left. We could roll down the top stories on the antimedia.org right now, but I'm just going to say...
Or remind everybody that, hey, if you're an artist, you got some banging tunes.
No, I'm just still in shock. The UK's out. The UK's out. David Cameron.
Bye, Felicia.
Anti-Media Radio. That's the Gibson DC. Change. Out.
I'ma let them know through the stereo. Yo, here we go through the stereo.